There are so many up-and-coming superstars across the game of baseball that I thought it was a good idea to go through every single team and try and figure out who has the best chance of any prospect to win Rookie of the Year. Who's the next Paul Skeens? Who's the next Gunnar Henderson or Julio Rodriguez? Well, let's find out. By the way, super quick, don't forget that these videos are brought to you by SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy. All you gotta do is use code Fuzzy. First up, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks, and this one's a pretty easy choice. We have Jordan Lawler, although I did consider Adrian Del Castillo, but he still needs to work on his defense behind the dish. Jordan Lawler is 22 years old, and listen to what he's done in AAA. Now, it's only been 28 games, but he's hitting .362 with 7 home runs and more RBIs than games played. He has 31 and 28. There's two little wrinkles, though, when it comes to Lawler. He gets injured a lot, and Geraldo Perdomo just got an extension, so playing time could be an issue. The Athletics, I'm going to go with Jacob Wilson because he had one of the craziest ascents to Major League Baseball I've ever seen. Last year, he hit .571 in rookie ball, then hit .455 in AA, .396 in AAA, and then got the call to the big leagues. The thing that separates Jacob is his contact skills. He almost never strikes out, and he can take a walk or two. I love Jacob Wilson. But keep the name Nick Kurtz in mind. He was the 4th overall pick last year. He's getting a lot of reps in spring. They could give him a chance. Drake Baldwin of the Braves is one of the most talented catching prospects I've ever seen. I want to tip my cap to Nacho Alvarez Jr., who looks pretty special as well, but Drake Baldwin now has the starting catching job because Sean Murphy got hurt again. He broke a rib. Now remember, this is a catcher putting up these numbers in the box. Last year at AAA at 23 years old, Drake Baldwin had 13 doubles, 12 home runs, 55 RBIs while hitting .298 with a .410 on base. If you look under the hood, he's some of the best in AAA at taking walks, not striking out, and hitting the ball hard. It's a crazy combination of skills. Jackson Holliday is no longer a rookie. He had way too many at-bats in 2024, so I'm going with Kobe Mayo as the best chance for the Orioles to get another Rookie of the Year. I genuinely thought he was going to get called up and be JD Martinez, but he was anything but that. Kobe does have a strikeout issue. He does tend to chase, and also he whiffs, but when he makes contact, my God. 2 years ago, Kobe had 45 doubles and 29 home runs. Last year, in just 89 games at AAA, he had 22 home runs. That's a .562 slugging. He's struggling a little bit in spring, so I don't know if he's going to get reps out the gate, but my money's on Kobe if I'm talking Orioles. I would be absolutely remiss if I did not mention these two words in combination with each other. Samuel Basallo. He hit a ball like 480 feet in spring training. I just don't know how many reps he's going to get in 2025 because he's still like, what, 20? He also only hit .222 with a .267 on base in AAA, so he still needs some time to kind of marinate. The Boston Red Sox could honestly have 3 names in this video, and you could make a case for every single one. I'm going to go with Roman Anthony just because I feel like he has a more clear case to the big leagues for 2025's sake. Christian Campbell and Marcelo Mayer are going to be insane. I just don't know what their path is as of right now, at least for 2025. Roman Anthony is a Greek god. Like, do you guys remember Moneyball when he was talking about Kevin Youkilis being the Greek god of getting on base? That's Roman Anthony. In 35 games last year at 20 years old in AAA, Roman hit .345 with a near .470 on base. That is not a lie. I am not clickbaiting you guys. The plate discipline is no fluke. He's seeing it very well in spring. I honestly think he might make the opening day roster and have a really good chance of taking home that hardware. To me, Matt Shaw was the clear and obvious pick for the Cubs, but then it came out that he had an injury to his oblique, but then it came out that it wasn't as bad, so he should be okay. Shaw is easily one of the best 5-tool athletes in minor league baseball. Last year, he put up 21 home runs, 31 stolen bases, while basically hitting .285 and almost had an .870 OPS. And just the cherry on top, the season before, he hit .357. Like, Matt Shaw, he could be him. I do want to mention these names, though, as well. Cade Horton and Owen Casey. They could get some votes as well. My heart wanted to go with Noah Schultz for the Chicago White Sox. I just don't know if he's going to play a lot in 2025 because the White Sox are going to be so bad. Also, Edgar Quero, he was a choice as well, but I'm going Kyle Teal. Despite the batting average dropping after getting called to AAA, he still somehow got on base 38% of the time. Overall, at 22 years old, Kyle Teal, the catcher, had 23 doubles, 13 home runs, and 12 stolen bases. We might have a JT Realmuto 2.0 on our hands. I went back and forth a couple different times with the Cincinnati Reds because I do like Rhett Lauder, but also Chase Burns, he could be on the fast track. Chase Burns was the 2nd overall pick by the Reds in 2024, and honestly, I could see him taking the Paul Skeens route. I'll give the slight edge to Rhett because honestly, he's probably going to get more playing time, and last year in his short cup of coffee, he put up a 1.17 ERA in his first 6 starts. He didn't have a ton of strikeouts in Major League Baseball, even though he was known as a strikeout guy as a minor leaguer, so I feel like if those strikeouts come back, he's going to be really good. The Reds were one of those teams where I could go with a bunch of different guys. Like, I still believe in Edwin Arroyo, but I don't know where he's going to play. You got to be kidding me. Literally, as I was making this video, like as I got to the Guardians, it was revealed that Chase DeLauder is going to be out for 12 weeks. He was my pick. You got to be joking me. The only downside to Chase DeLauder is he can't stay healthy, and it happened again. No, it's not going to be Travis Bazzana as my plan B pick. I'm going with Juan Brito, if that name sounds familiar. They got him in the Nolan Jones trade, and Juan did exactly that. 40 doubles at AAA last year with 21 home runs, 84 RBIs, 13 stolen bases, and a near 370 on base. The defense is something that he definitely has to keep on working on, but in terms of not whiffing, not chasing, and getting on base, he's one of the best in AAA. But seriously, what's going on with some of these super prospects? First it was Daniel Espino, and now Chase DeLauder. My heart is breaking. The Colorado Rockies. I am going with probably an unpopular pick because everyone's going to be putting money on Chase DeLauder, but I don't know if he's going to be pitching a lot in 2025. I got him for 2026, so because of that, I'm going with Zach Veen. Chuck Nasty has officially retired, and I feel like Zach Veen can get a lot of playing time now that there might be an open spot in the outfield. Zach Veen has the skills and the potential to put up 15 home runs and 45 to 50 stolen bases as a rookie. This is simply a confidence play. I'm seeing a ton of confidence from Zach Veen as of late. The batting average isn't going to be that great, but at AAA last year, he had 6 home runs and 6 stolen bases in 21 games. That is crazy pacing. But again, if you got Chase DeLauder who throws a zillion miles an hour, I wouldn't blame you. The Detroit Tigers, this is honestly one of the more gimmies of this entire video, just an easy pick. It's not Max Clark. I don't think that Jace Young is better than Jackson Jobe. In fact, I don't think it's even close. Jackson Jobe, he's Paul Skeens-like. I've been watching a lot of Jackson over the last few months, and especially in spring. I don't know if I've ever seen a nastier sweeper. Like, his sweeper not only goes down, but it moves a foot to the left. Oh, I just forgot to mention that he throws 100, 101, sometimes 102. Like, this kid's ridiculous. I don't know if he's going to be Paul Skeens of 2024 because that was historically good, but Jackson did have a 2.3 ERA and a 9.4 strikeouts per 9 last season, so not the Skeens strikeout stuff, but still very, very impressive. The Astros pick, my pick, is getting more and more risky as I'm watching spring because Cam Smith is knocking doors down left and right. He might make the opening day roster. It's not likely, but he could do it. There's also a guy by the name of Jacob Melton, but I'm still going with my gut, someone that I've personally invested. Again, these are my picks. Don't get mad at me if these don't work out. I'm going Shea Whitcomb. Shea's defensive numbers look awful on paper, but it was really because of one bad game last year. I think he had 5 errors in a couple innings. But at the same time, he showed Alex Bregman level discipline at the dish. He was one of the best in baseball at not chasing, not whiffing, not striking out, and taking walks. And by the way, when he makes contact, his average velocity is actually pretty good. He had 23 home runs and 30 stolen bases in 21, 19 and 20 in 22, 35 and 20 in 2023, and last year, 25 and 26. He's a walking 2020. The Royals have a ton of fun prospects, Jack Caglione being the biggest one. There's other guys like Carter Jensen, Blake Mitchell has been in top prospect conversations for a while. I'm going to give the edge to Noah Cameron. You know that one website, Baseball Savant, where you want to see a lot of red? If you look at Noah Cameron's Prospect Savant, it's all red. The 25-year-old does not allow hard contact. He gets a lot of chases. He gets a lot of strikeouts, and he doesn't walk anyone. I mean, what even is that? At AAA last year, Noah Cameron had a 2.3 ERA with even better strikeout stuff than Jackson Jobe. 62 strikeouts in 54 innings with a 1.8 walks per 9. That's like George Kirby stuff. Love Caglione, I love Jensen and Mitchell, but it's got to be Noah Cameron as the Rookie of the Year favorite for 2025. Christian Moore, I feel like that's the only option for the Angels, right? Unless you're a big Caden Dana believer, maybe I'm a hater. I like Christian Moore better. This is just what the Angels do. They speed rush players to the big leagues. They did it with Zach Neto. They did it with Nolan Schanuel. They did it with Chase Silseth. Christian Moore is going to be the next guy. And it's not because he's going to get rushed or anything. He just might be that good and ready already. In 25 games last year, he hit 350 with 6 home runs. So that's a 584 slugging. I guess the biggest question is he going to be a left fielder? Is he going to be a second baseman? Where exactly would he play? I think they'd have to trade Rengifo. Probably, right? The Los Angeles Dodgers, obviously, it's going to be Roki Sasaki, but I'm going to say this name. Do not forget this name if you collect cards or you have a dynasty league. Dalton Rushing, please go get him. Roki signed with the Dodgers because they really believe that they can fix his fastball. If you guys don't remember, Roki used to throw 101 to 102. He lost that I mean, he's still throwing 97, 98, but the Dodgers and their sorcery that is their pitching development promised him that they could fix his fastball. He's still got the splitter. I'll turn it back to you all. Where do we think that Roki is going to be at the end of the season? Is he going to have 30 starts, or are they going to really just kind of ease him into the big leagues, give him 19 to 22 starts of 5-6 innings at the most, and really just say, hey, Roki, your job is to stay healthy and be here in 5-6 years when all of these guys are gone. Davison de los Santos is one of the most fascinating hitters in all of minor league baseball. And that's simply because of the raw power, the strikeout stuff, and the fact that he still somehow hit 294, so it was kind of like Aaron Judge. Now, no, I'm not saying that this guy is going to be the next Judge, but hitting 294 with 40 home runs and 120 RBIs is insane. With all that power comes an on-base issue. He struggles to make contact. He does strike out and he doesn't take a lot of walks, but just like Kobe Mayo, when he does make contact, the baseball flies. Some other Marlins prospects to keep your eye on as well: Agustin Ramirez and the lefty Robbie Snelling. Milwaukee, I wanted to go with Jefferson Cuero just because I feel like that name sounds like a future star, Jefferson Cuero. But I won't lie, Jacob Mizorowski also sounds like an athlete's name, and this kid's disgusting. He's also incredibly tall. The soon-to-be 23-year-old is 6'7", not even 200 pounds according to Baseball Reference. Oh man, he uses all of that 6'7" frame to sling baseballs. Last year, he turned in a 3.3 ERA in 33 games and also had an 11.7 strikeouts per nine. So that's 127 strikeouts in 97 innings, which was actually down from the year before. The Minnesota Twins, who are we going with? I could go with Zebby Matthews, who got lit up at the big league level last year. Walter Jenkins, probably 2026. Maybe Emmanuel Rodriguez? Hear me out. I really feel like Emmanuel Rodriguez was in the Twins' mind when they chose not to bring back Max Kepler. I'll be honest, Emmanuel did struggle in his first few games at AAA, but it was only 7 games. He hit 217, which is not great, but prior to that, he hit 300 with 8 home runs in 37 AA games. I mean, that'll play. He's shown a lot of high contact stuff as of late, so I feel like what happened in AAA was just a fluke. He's gonna be good. Brandon Spro. I was talking about this guy with Giraffe Neck Mark. You guys know Mark really cares about his Mets. He likes Sproat as well. He's a little bit on the older side, and that's crazy to say out loud, but in comparison to the other guys we've talked about, 24, I mean, he's not a dinosaur, but it is older. Just like Emmanuel Rodriguez, he did struggle at AAA, but Sproat dominated right before that. He had 77 strikeouts in just 62 innings in AA with a 2.5 ERA. He had a 1 ERA in A-ball, so he kind of literally, he went from single A to AAA in 1 year. He's one of those guys that's getting some reps in spring training as well, so the Mets are trying to see as much as they physically can, and I honestly think he's the best option, but then again, there's Ronnie Mauricio coming back. There's a Drew Gilbert. Who would you take if you were the Mets? You guys got on me a few days ago for botching Jason. I thought it was Jason. It's not. It's Jason Dominguez. Who would have thought? I was quickly reminded that I was saying it wrong because he was literally named after Jason Giambi. I don't know why I forgot about that. It's not going to be Spencer Jones, although I do believe in Spencer Jones. Jason is going to get most of the reps in left field, so playing time-wise, he's probably the surest bet of anyone in this video. And I don't know if you all knew this, but Jason is as quick as Bobby Witt Jr. Recently in spring training, he ran at 30.4 feet per second. That's a little bit slower than Bobby's 30.5 feet per second. In my little humble fuzzy opinion, the Martian is about to land in 2025, and I can't wait for it. Also, bearded Jason, he's just different. The Phillies are one of the few teams in today's video that I only have one name written down, and the one name for the Phillies is Andrew Painter, one of my favorite names in baseball. This kid has a chance to be Jacob deGrom good. I'm not joking. He's 6'7". He had a, 1.5 ERA with 155 strikeouts and 103 innings 2 years ago before missing 2023. We did see Painter in the fall league this past season, so luckily he is on the right track, and honestly, if he hits, man, he's Jacob deGrom. That is some high praise. Andrew, please, buddy, don't let me down. I get so busy with my recaps and MLB The Show that sometimes I just don't have a chance to really dig into every farm system, but I'm shocked that I did not know Bubba Chandler was this good. I'm just figuring it out. Just no one told me, just casually forgot that Bubba turned in a 1.8 ERA with a 12.5 strikeouts per 9 last year. You're telling me that the Pirates can really go Paul Skeens, Jared Jones, and then Bubba Chandler if he breaks out, and then Mitch Keller, he's just there. According to Major League Baseball, he's the 15th overall prospect heading into 2025. Again, I just feel, wait, why does it say he's a designated hitter as well? Wait, hold up. He got some at-bats in rookie ball. He had 4 home runs, 4 stolen bases, and a 713 OPS. Okay, Bubba, I guess, can swing it. That was a few years ago. I just wanted to bring that up because it was fun. He is not the next Shohei Ohtani. If it's not Bubba Chandler, remember the name Nick York. This kid could be special as well. They got him from the Red Sox for Quinn Priester. That could be a lopsided trade if Quinn does not wake up soon. Very rarely have I been taken back by someone's on-field skills in combination with just them being a big person. Turso Ornelas, when I saw him last year down here in Vegas, I couldn't believe my eyes. He's listed at 6'3", 200, but he might honestly be a little bit heavier than that, and not in a bad way. The dude has muscles on top of muscles. Yes, the Padres have Connor Joe and Jason Hayward, but what Turso did last year with 24 doubles, 23 home runs, and an 870 OPS, he's going to get a lot of looks at the big league level. And one more thing as well, he almost hit 300. By the way, he's going to be 25 soon, so that's another kind of reason to believe the hype. He's had a lot of time to develop. Earlier, we talked about Spencer Jones kind of being the runner-up behind Jason Dominguez. Well, Spencer Jones and Bryce Eldridge, they're getting a lot of comparisons right now, and that's my pick for the Giants. Last year, Bryce, at 19 years old, went from low A to high A to double A to triple A. He went through the system in 1 year. Now, he's not gonna steal you 30 bags or anything like that, but in terms of just sheer power, he's up there with Dave Vizen as some of the best in triple A right now. He's gonna take his walks. He does have a pretty decent eye at the dish, but we like... What's the saying? Chicks dig the long ball. Chicks are definitely going to like Bryce Eldridge. Mariners fans, I think that you're going to understand what I'm saying. The Mariners are one of the harder picks of the video because I don't know if Harry Ford is ready, and I don't know if Ryan Bliss is going to be able to translate to Major League Baseball. Mariner fans are probably like, nah, Fuzz, you got that 100%. We're in the same boat. Is Harry Ford ready? Is Bliss good? So according to Prospect Savant, he hits the ball hard. He doesn't chase. He strikes out a little bit, but he also takes his walks, and when he's on base, he's incredibly quick. By the way, if you're watching his highlights, yes, he's a little smaller. He's 5'7", but in his Cup of Coffee debut season last year, he had 2 home runs and 5 RBIs and 63 at-bats, and he actually played some pretty good defense. But because this is a who I believe can win Rookie of the Year, I do feel like Harry Ford has the better chance. He had 26 doubles, 7 home runs, 35 stolen bases, and a 370 on base. I mean, those are unreal numbers. They really are. And again, Ryan's already made it to Major League Baseball, and Harry put up those stats at AA, so he hasn't even made it to AAA yet. I rarely do this, but I'm gonna use my little phone a friend. I'm gonna ask you guys to let me know in the comments after hearing what Bliss has done, after hearing what Ford's ceiling could be. Who do you think has a better chance of possibly winning Rookie of the Year if it was between Ford and Bliss? Quinn Matthews could end up being one of the sneakier and best draft picks of this video so far. He was a 4th rounder. AAA was a bugaboo for him. He did not look like his normal self in terms of run prevention, but the strikeouts, they were there. He had 22 strikeouts in 16 innings. To me, it was probably nerves because he was one of those guys who flew up the system in 1 year. He went from low A to AAA in just a few months, and the walks, they went crazy, and that's not the kind of guy he is. He's 6'5", he throws really hard. He's disgusting. If it's not Quinn Matthews, it's got to be the other nasty Cardinals up-and-comer, right? Tink Hence, one of my favorite. It actually might be my favorite name coming up. One of the most viral players of spring training, Chandler Simpson. He could be the new fastest player in baseball if the Rays give him a shot. Chandler only has 1 home run in his entire professional career, but I guess you'll take that when you're getting a 410 on base, a 355 batting average, more walks than strikeouts, and 104 stolen bases. Oh, by the way, he's a vacuum out there in the outfield who actually has a pretty good arm as well. You'd think he's just a little skinny guy. No, he's got a cannon. Carson Williams was a name I almost went with because he's got the higher prospect pedigree. He had 20 home runs and 33 stolen bases. Just Chandler's more fun, so sue me. I'm happy that Kumar Rocker is in this video because a lot of people were worried about his draft stock after being really kind of not disrespected, but the Mets said, we don't trust in your health. We're not going to take you. That was in 2021. He was drafted 3rd overall the next year by the Rangers in 2022. He had 14 strikeouts in his first 11 2/3 last year. That's good for a 10.8 strikeouts per 9, and he can keep that up for a decade? He only had 36 innings in the Rangers farm system last year, but they were special. 55 strikeouts in those 36 innings with a 1.9 ERA. He's got to be your pick for the Texas Rangers. If it's not, who is it? Introducing the dumbest rule in baseball. I wanted to go with Jonathan Clase as my pick for the Blue Jays, but he's no longer rookie eligible, even though he only has 60 at-bats. The Jays and the Mariners kept him on the bench too long, so he has too much service time, even though he doesn't have a lot of at-bats and playing time. Will Wagner is still a rookie despite having more at-bats than Jonathan Clase, but man, these 82 at-bats were something special. 305 batting average with a 340 on base. The velocities were really nice. The hard hit percentages, the squared up percentages. He doesn't take his walks, but I feel like he will. Will is the son of Hall of Famer. I'm so happy I can finally say that. He is the son of Hall of Famer Billy Wagner. So he's been in professional baseball for his entire life. He's got the genes. The Nationals, it can't be James Wood. He's not a rookie, but unlike Jonathan Clase, he's not a rookie anymore because he did in fact get way too many at-bats. I don't know how beefy Dylan Cruz wants to get over the next few years, but if Dylan Cruz puts on a little bit of muscle, I'm not even joking. This is not me being hyperbolic or dramatic. He reminds me a lot of Mike Trout. That is some crazy high praise, but the bat speed and the exit velocities looked pretty good. The defense was incredible. He's got a hose for an arm. He's really, really fast, so we've pretty much covered almost every tool in baseball. I am neglecting that he hit 218. I just don't feel like he's going to hit 218 for the next 10 years. He's way better than that. Do I think he's going to be hitting 350? No, absolutely not. But in terms of 5-tool players in the making, Dylan Cruz is at the top of my list. One name I do want to mention, I have no idea if he's even going to be playing this year, Cade Cavalli. I've been a believer in this guy for, 4 or 5 years now. Let him stay healthy, baseball gods. Just give us one season of Cade Cavalli. And there you have it, one Rookie of the Year favorite for every single team in Major League Baseball for 2025. If you enjoyed or learned something new, do me a couple favors. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy. I appreciate all that you guys do for me. Your support means the world to me. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Be safe.